Welcome to the Leo reading for January 2021. We're going to look at your recent past, your present, and your future energies. And this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. The overall energy for your reading is the Emperor. Let me refocus for you. In your past, I get the Five of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Two of Cups. In your present, we're seeing the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Coins. And then in the future, we see the Seven of Wands, the Two of Wands in reverse, and the Hierophant in reverse. So the energy that I'm getting from your reading is kind of interesting. So I feel like you may have been in a relationship or are in a relationship with someone that started out or was a little rough in the recent past. That Five of Swords makes me think that there was some conflict, maybe some arguing and some upset. I tend to read this as like the card of kind of like ego-based arguments. And you can see if I hold this up that she's kind of, got her hands over her face and looks fairly upset. So that was the first card out on your reading. But next to it is the Page of Wands, the Two of Cups. The Page of Wands is a fairly positive card in love. It's just kind of a card about like, discovering new things together and being adventurous in your love life. And it's passion and it's kind of like a sense of newness and can represent communication as well. Now this Two of Cups is also a great positive card. It's, these two lovers exchanging cups. It can represent like balance and that in love and that sort of thing. And then we move into this Nine of Cups, which is also again a great card. It's Nine of Cups, so you're one step away from Ten of Cups. It's wish fulfillment, happiness, satisfaction, and love. And so you get to this Ace of Cups, which can kind of, in this particular instance, I would say, represents more like new depths of intimacy and understanding, and you really, your cup is full with emotions. So it's interesting how we went from the Five of Swords and, this fighting, like intellectual ego energy, and then we move to Page of Wands and Two of Cups. And then Nine of Cups and Ace of Cups. Lots of passion and lots of emotion. So what interests me after that is the Four of Coins. And this is a card of sort of clingy, suffocating love when it comes to romance. And if you look at this card, and I'll hold it up for you, she's kind of clinging to these pentacles and hoarding them. They're very beautiful, shiny pentacles. So if you take into account that the Emperor is in your overall energy, and the Emperor is the card of, it can be traditional relationships, but the Emperor can represent an older man. So if you were in a relationship, potentially with somebody who's older, I don't know if they maybe have sort of like a jealous, controlling, clingy energy about them when it comes to you. But that's kind of the feeling that I get a little bit from this Four of Coins making an appearance after this love and passion, especially with this, Five of Swords there at the start and arguing. So it almost feels to me like there was some arguing in the recent past, and then there was a whole lot of making up. Now we are floating back here, into this jealous, clingy energy. I'm particularly concerned about it because after the Four of Coins and we move into your current energy, you have Seven of Wands, which can represent several things. It can be that you're on shaky ground. It can be that a person is defending against challengers, whether it be suitors or even family, which if this is an older man, especially with this Hierophant in reverse, can be read to represent sort of like taboos or kind of breaking with tradition. So maybe you're dating someone older and the family's not happy about it, that type of thing, particularly if they're in that more aggressive emperor energy and controlling emperor energy, and they're being clingy and controlling and, hoarding their pentacles, which would be you. And if your pentacles are very beautiful, you want to hide them from other people, particularly like the Seven of Wands says, other suitors and that sort of thing. But again, Seven of Wands can mean that the challengers are, family that oppose this relationship. So, looking at this Two of Wands in reverse energy, you can read that a few ways. I mean, unfortunately, Two of Wands can mean like a failed bid at a relationship. But it can also mean, believe it or not, making plans for the future. So maybe things are shaky, but you're planning on moving ahead. Maybe you guys are planning on getting married, and that's the taboo you're going to break. You're going to marry somebody who's older, and maybe the family is opposed to it, that sort of thing. But with this Five of Swords energy in the past, and this Four of Coins energy, and then that Seven of Wands energy, it just makes me think that while you had this period of passion and love and coming together, it seems to keep going back to more negative energies. And if you are with someone older, who's a very powerful fire energy, like an Aries could be. I mean, you're a Leo, your fire energy. So this is fire fighting fire, as it were, which is, it's probably better than water fighting fire, as it were. But you have to watch out for resurrecting that Five of Swords. Because even if you decide to move ahead with a relationship and kind of go against the family's opinions of this situation and maybe move in together or, get engaged or get married, you don't want to get yourself in a situation where it's like, well, we're fighting, but then there's all this love and passion, but then they're jealous and we're fighting again, and then we're on shaky ground. And, I almost feel like you're going to get yourself into a repetitive cycle of firefighting fire, like I said. It's not to say that that's necessarily true. I mean, it could be any other sign. I just, with this Emperor here, and especially Emperor tagged with this reverse Hierophant, I feel like some pretty powerful older man energies happening right now. So I would just say, if your family is opposed to this, if this is some kind of taboo relationship, they may be legitimately concerned about you kind of moving forward. And hopefully they're not trying to break you up, because that's not fair. It's not their relationship. But sometimes people outside of your relationship, when they're concerned, see something that maybe you're not seeing clearly because of the passion and the cups and that sort of thing. It's like, if you're fighting and then jealousy's coming back, and I don't know, Seven of Wands, is there somebody else potentially inserting themselves into your situation? That's a possibility as well, that there's a reason for this jealousy, is because there is a real life, third party that could be causing problems or concerns. And so if that's the case, then, you really do want to exercise caution if you're thinking about moving things along. But be aware that Emperor energy can be very controlling, can be a bully, and the Hierophant in reverse can represent sort of that, what do I want to say, bullying energy as well. So just don't let yourself get in a situation that you can't get out of because you were overcome with, wands and cups. And sometimes we have to be less fiery, less passionate, and a little more logical about things. So hopefully that resonated for you. If it did, please feel free to like and subscribe, and have a great day.